Yes, indeed. WrestleMania 40 Night 2 is in the books. This is going to go down as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Night 1 had a couple of really great masterpiece matches. Well, they were very good, very, very good matches. But there were some that were a bit, not that great. It was a decent show. But Night 2 more than raised the level of WrestleMania 40. This show was, there was, other than a few commercials, which are, annoying, there was nothing on this show that didn't belong on it. This was in, I have no words. I'm an emotional wreck right now. Cody Rhodes, the face of the Nightmare era, of the Renaissance era. On 1 year ago, in my WrestleMania 29 review, I said he's going to win it at 40. They're doing the Dusty Rhodes story. They did the Dusty Rhodes story. We're going to talk more about that in just a moment. I want to go through the show. WrestleMania 40 Night 2. First of all, I love the entrances. I forgot to mention the set this year with the big XL, like the WrestleMania set. It's okay. It's not, like, I didn't talk about that in the first day. It's cool, but it's not the best one they've ever done, honestly. It's kind of, last year's I thought was a little bit cooler with the whole movie posters thing. So, Stephanie McMahon actually opened the show, and they played God Bless America, which is weird because they just avoided America the Beautiful for some reason. So, Stephanie actually showed up, and that was unexpected because she hasn't been on TV since, she left the company? Or, not she left, right before she left, when Vince left the first time, in the summer of 2022. And she talks about how this is a special WrestleMania because it's the first one in the Paul Levesque era. And here we go. CM Punk already came out. He's on commentary. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. I loved this match. First of all, the entrances were so phenomenal. Seth Rollins comes out with this big, giant, frilly outfit. I don't know what you call it. And he came out with this band. There was a band out there marching down to the ring. And then for Drew McIntyre, it was the Roddy Piper Scottish, with the bagpipes. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. They played him to the ring, and that was awesome. I really liked this match. It was about 10 minutes or so, not super long, but the match starts with him hitting a Claymore, and that was the story of the match is he's going to keep hitting Rollins with the Claymore. Also, the other story of the match is that Seth Rollins' knee was bad. So whenever he would do certain moves, he would sell the knee. For example, when he'd even do the curb stomp, he would sell the knee. And that's because he kind of had a knee injury prior to WrestleMania. And then, as you know, he aggravated the knee in kayfabe last night with the match against The Rock. So, great stuff here. Claymore, he hit him with 2 Claymores to get the pin. And then, I liked it a lot. Now, the other thing here is I predicted this almost to a T of what was going to happen. And it happened. Drew gets into Punk's face. Punk starts to fight him, lays him out. Out comes Damian Priest. He hits a South of Heaven. 1, 2, 3, cashing in the Money in the Bank. He's the world champion. He is the world champion. There was a funny part in the match too where McIntyre's on the outside. He grabs someone's phone and takes a selfie and tweets. Or maybe he didn't take the selfie, but he tweeted I'm bored or something like that. The story was obviously that Drew was more fresh than Seth. But now it looks like Damian Priest is the champion. I'm going to predict that at Clash of the Castle in Scotland, I think that's the show where Drew will win the title back. So, from Damian Priest. I think that's what's going to happen. Then we had the 6-man Philadelphia street fight. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits against Final Testament. I had so much fun watching this. Bubba Ray Dudley was the guest referee. They were doing all the wild shit. Kendo sticks, tables, Bubba Ray was there. There was a moment where he was being kind of bullied, no pun intended. I was really hoping for a Bully Ray run. Maybe Triple H will give it to us. And then Bubba Ray puts on the glasses, and then he becomes Bubba Ray Dudley. And there were table spots, and this was a tribute to ECW in Philadelphia. That's what this match was. It was for those fans, but it was fun. I guess now that Lashley and the Street Profits won, I guess that's it. I guess that feud is over. They even had B-Fab and Scarlett have a cat fight like ECW. That was cool. Michael Cole did not call it a cat fight. If it was Joey Styles, he would have. I would have loved it if Joey Styles called that match. That would have been perfect. That would have been awesome, right? Joey Styles calling the Philadelphia street fight. So, anyways, LA Knight against AJ Styles. These guys worked hard. I like this match. This was the best LA Knight match so far. These dudes worked really hard. It was not just AJ carrying the match, even though I'm sure he put it together because he is a little bit more of a veteran performer and he's done WrestleManias before. But for LA Knight's first WrestleMania, he did a great job. He ended up winning. It was the finish was a little bit, kind of out of nowhere with the BFT, but I didn't hate it. I actually liked it a lot. The crowd wasn't really into it. Like, they were into LA Knight and the yeah thing, but it felt like they weren't into the story. But hey, man, I liked the match. I liked it. Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. They basically teased that Kevin Owens might win the title, which I thought he would because of the Sami Zayn thing. He was there and he told him, it's your turn tonight. So these guys had a match that was like a mix of like comedy and like coolness. A lot of character work from Logan Paul. Logan Paul's figured this out. I don't mean just the moves. Logan Paul has figured out how to be a great character, be a great heel, and, basically be the full package of what works as a top guy in wrestling. Like, if someday, which I don't think they will, they decide to put the world title on him, like, I wouldn't be surprised, but he would probably do a good job because he's so good at being a heel. But he's also got a lot of other projects going on, and he's already rich, so I don't know. It's up to him, but I enjoyed this match. Randy Orton busted out a new version of the RKO. It was at the end of the match. Basically, Kevin Owens was going to put him in the pop-up powerbomb, and Randy in midair flipped into the RKO. It was beautiful, 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 beautiful. So then what happens is, right after that, Logan Paul runs in, throws Orton out of the ring, hits a frog splash, and then gets the 1-2-3. So Logan Paul is still the champion, but I had fun. Bayley versus Iyo Sky Bayley versus Iyo Sky for the WWE Women's title. Good match. I think it was the best women's match of the weekend. I did like it more than Becky versus Rhea. This was a very athletic match. Both of them did like a mix of high-flying technical. It kind of reminded me of an Owen Hart match. It had that vibe. If you've ever seen Owen Hart wrestle, he mixes a lot of high-flying with technical. The dude was so awesome. And, man, he was so great. Seek out some classic Owen Hart matches if you've never seen them before, like from the mid-90s. I mean, the dude is just a beast. So, Bayley wins the match. And she goes for a rose plant, which is her new finisher, but Iyo Sky countered. Then Bayley hit a clothesline, and then a flying elbow drop, and then one more for the pin. So that was good. Also, she had new music. It sounds okay, but I was really hoping when she won the title, they'd play the old music. The party theme when she was the hugger. Like, I was really hoping they'd do that when she won the title as like an Easter egg. Man, that would have been awesome. So they showed some celebrities, and the main event is up next. So Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns for the undisputed Universal title, Bloodline Rules. I don't know what to say, dude. First of all, the entrances. Cody Rhodes wearing a giant scary mask, and he hands it to Brandy Rhodes. So Brandy gets to make her WWE, like, I guess she's been on WWE TV before, but I guess her debut as Cody's wife, right, in that era. Remember, she used to always walk with him to the ring in AEW and in other companies too, TNA. Like, he's been everywhere with her. But finally, she gets to be there with him. And then there was this orchestra playing for Roman Reigns. It was beautiful. This match had so much energy. From the very beginning, what they were doing, lots of character work. They really tried to build this up as an all-time feud. They really tried to build this up as an all-time classic. And you want to know something? It was. I loved this match. The Bloodline Rules aspect allowed them to basically, use weapons and things like that. So we saw kendo sticks, we saw tables, a lot of different stuff. But the match was about 35 or so minutes. I had been told it was going to be 45 minutes, but it turns out the entire segment was 45 minutes because the match started at 10 o'clock on the dot. And the pay-per-view ended at 10:45 because there was a long celebration after. I'll talk about that in a minute. This was a phenomenal match. So when Cody was about to win with 3 crossroads like last year, Jimmy Uso comes in with the super kick, right? And then Jey Uso comes out. They brawl like outside the ring, and Jey spears Jimmy off the ramp through tables. Very scary spot, but awesome. Awesome. This is starting to feel like a final battle. This is starting to feel like, like a real finale, like a season finale. And they built it up as such, bro. This was like Endgame. Last night was Infinity War. This was Endgame. So Cody once again tries to go for the 3 crossroads, but then Solo comes in and hits him. They do the spear spike combo move. I thought for a second that was it. Cody kicked out. Cody kicked out of everything they hit him with, bro. This was his night. Then what happens is John Cena comes out and starts laying out Solo, FUing him or AAing him through the table. Huge pop for John Cena. Remember, him and Solo have history going back to October. Then The Rock comes out and confronts John Cena. Remember, they have history going back to WrestleMania 28 and 29. He rock bottomed Cena. Now they're about to screw Cody big time. But then the lights go out. The Undertaker teleports into the ring behind The Rock, choke slams him, teleports away. And he leaves with The Rock. Classic Undertaker stuff. Cody hits the 3 crossroads. 1, 2, 3. We have for the first time in 3.5 years, a new champion. Cody Rhodes is the man. Cody Rhodes is the face of the company now. He is the top guy in this business. And a Rhodes finally has a world title, or in this case, a WWE Universal title. And that is the belt that's lineage goes back to Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Pedro Morales, Bret the Hitman Hart, Steve Austin, all the greats. It's that title. So after the match, they did something that they haven't done since WrestleMania 10. All the baby faces come out, including Brandy. They all hold Cody up in the ring like WrestleMania 10. I knew they were going to do this. I told my friends they need to do this. They did it. And then they had Cody give a speech afterward. Now, you see this a lot in New Japan and even AEW, but in WWE, you never see like a victory speech the same night. It's super rare. They usually just end it with the guy celebrating in the ring and the speech is the next night on Raw. But no, this time Cody got to talk. They have never done this before. WWE has. They've never done the victory speech at the end of a WrestleMania. Cody's very emotional. Takes a picture of the title with his mom. And then says that his comeback to WWE, he wants to thank 2 people, Bruce Pritchard and Triple H. He calls them out to the ring. He hugs them. Cody gets raised up again. I forgot to mention too, Seth Rollins. I didn't even talk about this, during the match, Seth Rollins came out to help Cody in the old Shield garb. But what happened was Roman Reigns, it was kind of funny. Roman Reigns saw him coming and clocked him before he can get into the ring. So he laid him out before he could even get into the ring. But Seth was out there. He shook hands with Seth. And then the moment was he shakes hands with Triple H and they hug. And I'm thinking, wow, you destroyed the throne in the first AEW pay-per-view. You destroyed the throne. And now you are shaking the man's hand. That tells you, bro, that maturity is forever in these men's DNA. These are real men. They understand that people do stupid shit. And when Cody was in AEW, he was a different guy. And Triple H and Cody are now close. And that's what that showed, that the fences have been mended. In the video package for the match, they even showed Cody creating AEW with the Young Bucks. They actually showed the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, which is crazy, yo. The WWE canon now is actually included. AEW's included in it in a weird way. You know what I mean? It's so weird because WWE throughout the years has normally ignored, like, remember when TNA was going at them? They just ignored them mostly. It just totally ignored them. But with AEW, they ignore them for the most part. But here, it's like they're not afraid to talk about them. Because it is part of Cody's story. He left and made his own. I think Michael Cole said he would leave and make his own universe or something like that. Something like that. His own kingdom. And now he's back to reclaim his throne. This Roman Reigns title reign was a success. And Cody is the champion now. What a time to be a wrestling fan. The business is back. This is the wrestling business. If you started watching wrestling anytime after 2001, you missed the wrestling business. This is the wrestling business. Now you're seeing the real business. And it's great, isn't it? What a great show. One of the best Manias ever. One of the most emotional ones ever. Thumbs way up. Night 2 was way better than Night 1. It was also less cold, so the fans were more into it. I loved this show. I can't wait to see where this goes in the Triple H era. But this was peak WWE. What do you think? Let me know. Take care.